At the dawn of the automotive age, as the 19th century drew to a close, the future of personal transportation was far from settled, with a fascinating battle brewing between various propulsion methods. While cumbersome steam-powered vehicles were heavy and required lengthy startup times, and early gasoline engines were notoriously noisy, often smelly, and difficult to start with a laborious hand crank, the year 1895 illuminated a refined and truly revolutionary alternative: electricity. In the bustling urban centers of America, the electric horseless carriage rapidly emerged as the sophisticated preferred choice for the affluent and discerning elite. It offered an immediate, clean, and virtually silent driving experience, a stark contrast to its raucous counterparts. Among the pioneering minds of this transformative technology, few were as significant as the vehicles produced by the innovative duo Morris and Salem, most notably their iconic Electrobat. The cutting edge of electric vehicle development in America during the mid-1890s was not in Detroit or New York, but rather centered in the historically rich city of Philadelphia. Here, the visionary engineers Henry G. Morris and Pedro G. Salem combined their expertise to push the boundaries of automotive technology. They had already developed their very first experimental vehicle in 1894, which was a heavy, rudimentary machine primarily constructed by adapting existing electric trolley technology. However, by 1895, their insights and iterative design process led to a significant refinement of their vision with the grand introduction of the Electrobat 2. This updated model was deliberately engineered to be much lighter and precisely purpose-built for personal transport, moving away from the heavier utility focus. Recognizing the immense commercial potential inherent in their innovative designs, Morris and Salem swiftly moved toward formally establishing their enterprise, which would eventually become the renowned Electric Carriage and Wagon Company. While 1895 might not have been a year of widespread mass production, it was undeniably the crucial year where their pioneering prototypes unequivocally transitioned into viable, marketable commercial products, laying the groundwork for a new industry. The 1895 Electrobat 2 truly represented an astonishing feat of engineering for its era, meticulously designed to ingeniously overcome the immense weight challenges posed by the nascent battery technology of the time. At its core, it was propelled by a bank of heavy, yet state-of-the-art lead-acid batteries, which supplied power to two individual 1.5 horsepower electric motors. These motors collectively provided a respectable amount of power for urban driving. One of the most distinctive and unique chassis features of the Electrobat 2 was its unconventional steering mechanism. Unlike the majority of later automotive designs, this vehicle masterfully steered via its rear wheels, while the front wheels were primarily responsible for providing the necessary drive. This innovative configuration was quite unusual. The vehicle itself weighed in at approximately 1,650 pounds, which, while still substantial, represented a significant and commendable reduction from their earlier, heavier experimental attempts. Impressively, it could attain speeds of about 20 miles per hour and offered a practical driving range of approximately 20 to 25 miles on a single charge, making it perfectly suited and highly desirable for comfortable city jaunts and leisurely urban excursions. In 1895, the electric car stood out as the unequivocally superior urban vehicle when contrasted with its contemporaries. It boasted numerous advantages that were particularly appealing to the societal norms and technological capabilities of the time. Unlike early gasoline cars, it demanded no arduous, often painful hand cranking to start, a process that was not only physically taxing but also quite dangerous. Furthermore, it did not emit the noxious fumes or produce the startling noise characteristic of internal combustion engines, making it far more socially acceptable and pleasant for high society use within refined city environments. A defining automotive event of that year was the momentous Chicago Times-Herald race, held on Thanksgiving Day, 1895. This grueling competition was made even more brutal by unexpected severe snowy conditions. While a gasoline-powered Duria ultimately won the race, Morris and Salem courageously entered an Electrobat. Although the heavy snow severely hampered its battery range and overall performance, the Electrobat was still awarded a special gold medal for its exemplary design excellence, its inherent safety features, and its remarkable ease of control, firmly establishing the electric car as a serious and viable contender in the nascent but rapidly evolving automotive industry. The inherent advantages of the electric carriage in 1895 extended far beyond mere technical specifications. They deeply resonated with the demands and aspirations of the urban elite, effectively defining a new standard of luxury and comfort in personal transportation. For the discerning wealthy individuals residing in metropolitan areas, the electric car presented an unparalleled proposition. Its nearly silent operation meant journeys were tranquil, free from the rattling and roaring of gasoline engines or the hiss and clatter of steam. This quietude allowed for genteel conversation and a smoother, more refined travel experience. The absence of exhaust fumes, a significant health and environmental concern even then, ensured a cleaner ride, preserving the occupant's attire and dignity. Moreover, the ease of operation, without the need for strenuous hand cranking or constant gear shifting, appealed to both male and female drivers, making it more accessible and enjoyable. It quickly became a status symbol, a sophisticated statement of modernity and refinement, perfectly suited for elegant city drives and social engagements. Despite their undeniable allure and significant advantages in urban settings, the early electric vehicles of 1895, including the advanced Electrobat II, were not without their significant limitations. The primary hurdle was the rudimentary state of battery technology. The lead-acid batteries, while pioneering, were incredibly heavy, contributing substantially to the vehicle's overall weight of approximately 1,650 pounds and inherently inefficient. This weight directly impacted performance and maneuverability. More crucially, their energy density was low, meaning they could store only a limited amount of charge. This translated into a restricted driving range, typically 20 to 25 miles on a single charge, which, while adequate for city jaunts, made longer journeys impractical if not impossible. Furthermore, recharging these batteries was a time-consuming affair, often taking many hours, and the infrastructure for public charging was virtually non-existent. This nascent range anxiety severely curtailed the broader adoption and utility of electric cars beyond the confines of well-resourced urban environments and private estates, posing a formidable challenge to their widespread success. To truly appreciate the quiet revolution brought by the electric carriage in 1895, it's essential to understand the fiercely competitive landscape of early automotive propulsion. On one side, we had steam-powered vehicles, which, while powerful, were notoriously slow to start, requiring significant time to build up steam pressure in their boilers, often taking over 30 minutes. They also demanded constant monitoring of water levels and produced considerable heat and noise. Then there were the emerging gasoline-powered cars, exemplified by the Duria, which, though they won the Chicago race, were plagued by their own set of significant drawbacks. Early gasoline engines were incredibly noisy, vibrated intensely, were challenging to operate due to complex manual gear shifting, and, as previously mentioned, required dangerous and laborious hand cranking to start. They also emitted unpleasant, strong-smelling fumes. In stark contrast, electric cars offered unparalleled simplicity. Instant torque, smooth acceleration, no complicated gears to shift, no noxious fumes, and a remarkably quiet operation. This fundamental difference made electric cars a compelling, user-friendly choice for the pioneering motorists of the era. The ownership experience of an electric carriage in 1895 was fundamentally different from today's automotive norms, largely shaped by the nascent state of infrastructure. For the privileged few who could afford an Electrobat, recharging their vehicle primarily meant returning to their private residences or, more commonly, their carriage houses. These locations were often equipped with a direct current (DC), a luxury available only in more advanced urban homes. There were no public charging stations as we understand them today. The Electric Carriage and Wagon Company itself, a pioneer in this space, even offered a service model in major cities like New York and Philadelphia. Owners could subscribe to a service where their batteries would be swapped out for freshly charged ones, or their vehicle collected, charged, and returned. This innovative approach effectively circumvented the long charging times and lack of widespread home charging access, highlighting a sophisticated, albeit exclusive, customer-centric model. This early service infrastructure, though limited, was crucial for sustaining the viability of electric vehicles for their high society clientele. While Morris and Salem's Electrobat rightfully holds a significant place in the history of 1895 electric vehicles, they were by no means the sole innovators in this burgeoning field. Across America and Europe, numerous other pioneering minds and companies were also contributing to the early electric vehicle ecosystem, each adding unique perspectives and designs. For instance, in 1888, the American inventor Andrew L. Riker had already begun developing his own electric vehicles, eventually establishing the Riker Electric Vehicle Company, which became a prominent name. Similarly, the Pope Manufacturing Company, renowned for its bicycles, ventured into electric cars with its Columbia electric vehicles, producing thousands by the turn of the century. These diverse efforts underscored a collective belief in the potential of electric propulsion. Each pioneer contributed to refining motor efficiency, improving battery housing, and exploring various carriage designs, from luxurious bromes to practical delivery vans. This broader landscape of innovation fostered a dynamic environment where ideas were exchanged and technologies gradually advanced, setting the stage for the electric car's initial, albeit temporary, dominance. Despite the undeniable momentum and luxury appeal of electric carriages in 1895, the seeds of their eventual, albeit temporary, decline were already being sown, foreshadowing the complex challenges that would shift the automotive landscape dramatically. The very limitations of battery technology, their weight, cost, and limited range, proved to be increasingly significant as the desire for longer distance travel grew. While 20-25 miles was sufficient for urban jaunts, it couldn't compete with the rapidly improving range of gasoline vehicles. Crucially, the discovery of vast oil reserves and the refinement of petroleum distillation led to significantly cheaper and more readily available gasoline. This, combined with Henry Ford's revolutionary assembly line and the mass production of the affordable Model T after 1908, democratized the gasoline car, making it accessible to a much broader population. The initial urban advantages of electric cars were gradually overshadowed by the internal combustion engine's perceived superiority in range, refueling speed, and affordability. However, the legacy of this quiet revolution endures, reminding us that the fundamental appeal of clean, silent, and efficient electric propulsion has always been a powerful force, poised for its grand resurgence in modern times.